Alright, we do folks your bull marks on 205 numbers after the name. Little Wasteland Wednesday over here, little murder game. Y'all ready to be here, knowing how we doing on Nuketown, which just got added in a little bit, like last Tuesday, I guess, at this point. But when this video comes out, because it's on Wednesday, yeah, last Tuesday, got added out and then over there, man. It's a pretty fun game over here, man. Nuketown plays okay, not great, but okay. On Cold War, it's kind of interesting to get that barometer of like a map that we all know is Black Ops 1, which I think I've already said multiple times on this channel, isn't necessarily my favorite map. I enjoy it, I like it. I don't necessarily think it's like the godsend and the god tier that everyone else thinks it is. I honestly, in Black Ops, I preferred Summit, and Black Ops 2, I preferred Slums and Hijack by miles over Nuketown, but I digress, to each their own. And I mean, the jungle, obviously, in Black Ops 1 was my favorite map, but I don't really know how popular that was, even though they ended up remaking it. So, I mean, like, I guess people like the jungle. I like the jungle. I know if you put that chopper gun up in the jungle, I'll put in some work. I'll tell you that. But it plays okay. It really depends on who you're playing. If you got Sniper and the back guy, then it's annoying. I guess it was always annoying like that, but with snipers being pretty effective in this game, and the angles being pretty effective in this game, it could get kind of annoying. It depends on the game mode, too. When you're playing Dom and your team, which, I don't know, I always seem to end up on a team like this, your team just gets pushed back to your spawn, and that's it. You never leave your spawn. You're in some trouble. You're not getting out of your spawn. The other team could easily just box you in there and spawn trap you, and that's kind of that. So you got your work cut out for you if that's the team that you're on. If you're playing Dom, TDM is obviously a little more fluid. The spawns flip a little bit more. Hardpoint, kind of the same. Hardpoint is actually kind of a mess. I played only like 2 or 3 games of Hardpoint on Nuketown, and they're all just a mess in general. Everything's happening all over the place. But TDM can confirm, play pretty smooth on it. The Dom can be smooth, but it depends on who you got in the other team. And there definitely are angles for you to post up and camp out, and just get long lines of sight where you can put in some serious work and make it a little bit challenging for us that like to kind of rush and get up in your face a little bit. But if I do manage to get into the other building with that shotgun, I can put in some serious work, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully we do that over here in this footage. I think this is my highest kill total so far in the game here, but I also die a lot, so it isn't the cleanest necessarily footage. So separate from Nuketown, I want to talk a little bit about just kind of the overall impressions of the game. I still really like it. I think it's fun. I think it plays kind of like a like a Treyarch Black Ops Call of Duty game plays like. My one big gripe right now is just how poor it runs, and specifically how poor it runs on the Xbox Series X, which is supposed to be like the most powerful, strongest thing on like Earth, and it crashes pretty often on it. I get pretty nervous, and one of the most frustrating parts of one of the frustrating crashes that happens is sometimes when you get a chopper gunner, like the game would crash. I want to say almost like 1 out of every 10 chopper gunners, the game crashes. Thankfully, we're blessed over here. We've been getting chopper gunners a good amount here lately. But the game just crashes on you, and that's that. Like you literally turns your Xbox off. And I don't know. I've never seen anything like that. I've been modestly familiar. I want to say like Advanced Warfare. I don't know. There's one Call of Duty I remember that also had some weird glitch when it came out. I think like Blackout every once in a while will like kind of crash. And, like restart the game. Which was obviously annoying, but not as much as this. And I really noticed it during the chopper gunner sequences and the, I was going to call them the Valkyrie missiles. The, whatever that, like, the homing missiles, the Predator missile, the cluster missile, the whatever the hell it's called. None of those are the words actually called. Yeah, whatever the equivalent of the Predator missile is here. The cluster missile, the cluster bomb, whatever the hell it is. When you pull out that tablet thing, it crashes too, and I just, for the life of me, I don't understand like how you can release the game with a flaw. Apparently Activision's like knows about it and they're working on it and they're gonna fix it hopefully in a patch. But like what? And a few things are frustrating as like earning a streak, especially earning a streak as big as a chopper gunner. To just see him like get on the chopper and then immediately like your Xbox just turns off and you're like, what? Like what? I was having a great game. Like, why did we lose that? There's at least 2 games that could have been Wasteland Wednesday that I lost to that. So that to me is just inexcusable and very frustrating and overall just, yeah. And the other thing is too, sometimes like the performance of the game just takes like shit. Like it just tanks. Like sometimes I feel like I'm playing at like 10 frames per second. Like I have no idea what happens. Like I don't know. Oftentimes I'd say like 80% of the time the game runs fine. Like no problems. But still, there's like a 20% of the time where like it's either just running like crap, my Xbox turns off, or like the frame rate is just like, I don't know. I'm not like a frame like master here. Like I can't tell you if it's like 60 frames, 30 frames. I can't tell you if it's, you know, running at 55 frames or 25 frames. But I can tell you when it's running at like 3 frames, like when people just ain't moving. And this is already separate from like connection issues to begin with, of like, you know, I was around the corner and he shot me kind of stuff. That stuff happens not as egregiously, I feel, as a lot of people make it out to be. But still it happens, and it doesn't, you don't need it to like happen. You really notice it on maps like Nuketown, where you kind of dip and dodge, do like houses and around doors and around corners, and it really makes you look bad by doing so. So the game performance definitely could be and should be and needs to be stabilized. And I can only speak for the platform I'm playing on. I don't know if it's smoother or better on other platforms or worse on other platforms, but on the Series X, what I'm playing on, it definitely runs very disappointingly, and I don't know, it just kind of makes you think, like, alright, well, like, what the hell, like, especially if you tell me that, like, it runs better on the Xbox One, like the base Xbox One, or even, like, the Xbox One X, then, okay, should have stuck with that then, I guess, huh? Thankfully, Gears Tactics were very smooth, though, on the Series X, so I'm very happy about that. Or in Gears 5, too, looked pretty damn good. And Tetris Effect, so there's other reasons to get it. Even though, obviously, if you don't get it, you ain't really missing out on much anyway. The PS5 you are with the Demon Souls. That's a whole like different beast. We'll talk about that some other day. But Demon Souls, man, I beat that the other day. Damn, that game is tough. Damn, that game is good. Back to the Call of Duty. So those are kind of just a bit overall like gameplay impressions. I'm definitely getting better with the whole score streak thing and keeping up the streaks. I think what I said from the beginning still stands, and it's still ultimately how I feel about it. That, and especially in a mode like Domination here, it really puts too much emphasis on the kill streak part of it, and getting the streaks and getting that multiplier going, and not enough emphasis on actually capping the points. It's just I don't know, it's just flawed that way, and I'm not sure how design wise it hasn't like clicked in with like Treyarch that wasn't gonna work unless you put more points on that. I would say they should change kind of how the score streaks are worth depending on the mode, or at least depend. I know they changed like what the kill value is and stuff like that, but I don't know, sometimes you just look at something and you're like, alright, like I'll have a dope game of TDM and I still won't get the chopper gun until later. And sometimes if you start off like 11-0, like, guess what, you're going to get the chopper gun pretty soon. So that's cool. I mean, I guess that's fair. That's how it used to be. But I don't know. I think there's still a little bit of balance there that could be tweaked. I don't think we're going to see much change. But we did see in that first patch they changed how some streaks are worth. So maybe something like that is still in tune. Map wise, I like all the maps. Honestly, I like all the maps. I really don't have any beef with any of them. There's just not a lot of them, and hopefully they keep getting added on, especially whenever season 1 like starts here and stuff like that. Hopefully we just keep adding more maps and keep them at the quality that they are. And I would like for them to add like a new map and an old map. You know, new map, old map. You know, here's Nuketown and here's some other new map, and then like here's Rush. Rush would actually play pretty great. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. For the most part right now, I'm still running the same setup. I think that's been nerfed already like once or twice with the... I got so pissed over here. I don't use the war machine because I just blow with it. I literally just die every time I use it. And then I just get this dumb RCXD, which I believe I end up getting a kill with. But I hate this little toy car too. And I don't think I got a kill with anything, so whatever. I'm still running the MP5 for my Russian class. I know I got like nerfed and stuff, but whatever. I'm just pretty much running it until like I get a gold, and then I'll think about switching to another gun and having this still be like my kind of base. And then the shotgun with the backup, man, and the shotgun is, I don't know, man. It's a little bit OP maybe to me. It depends on how you use it. Obviously, it has to be like point blank range for it to be really effective. I'm sure you can add in a bunch of attachments that make it better. I'm sure you can add attachments that make it worse. I haven't really tried silenced at all either. I've kind of just run it raw like it is and just added attachments to extend the range. I make the range as like long as possible, and that's kind of it. And also I kind of added this like little attachment that allows me to point out like enemies to like my like team and stuff, which is pretty cool. I like that. I think that's on other guns too, but I don't know. I only really have used it on this. And you'll notice sometimes I'll like double tap people from far away. I'm trying to work on like, some long shot ones, medals as well. I'm pretty close, I think, to getting a gold. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, the shotgun to me is pretty powerful, especially on like a map here like Nuketown. I mean, you just see the work that I put in like that house over there, and that having that as a secondary weapon, having that as a secondary option is cool, especially with the primary, which I'm still running the M16 on. And then when I need to, I'll just pull out like the shotty and put in that work. And that's kind of that, like, mercy, So Overall, I'm still very happy about the game. I still think it's at a pretty good spot for where it is. It should be better. We'll see. I'm curious to see how the integration goes with Warzone. Like I think I mentioned in the video yesterday, I will try it again, but it doesn't change some of the Warzone stuff that I don't like a lot of it. And the main crux is the map. You know, the map is just, I don't know, man. It is just bland and generic, and I can't get fully down with that. I mean, even the colors, everything's just generic. I really thought that the Halloween event that they did was very good. It added some life that needed to be added to that thing, but outside of that, you can't catch them too much on that bad boy over there. So it's good that the multiplayer is robust and the multiplayer is fun, and I still haven't even tried zombies yet or the campaign. I really gotta get on that. The campaign I definitely will get on here soon. The zombies, I don't know, man. There's so much time. I like it. There's so little time and so much to do, and who knows. And I'm glad I at least got the chopper gun over here to close out the game, and I'm glad the game didn't kick me out. So that's a win-win right there. 60-27, not bad. A little 2KD ratio, should have been better. Definitely should have minimized some of those deaths, but hey, get the best play, get the dub. That's all that matters.